Tell me, whoa, whoa, whoa. Tell me, whoa, whoa. This is pure nostalgia. We are going back to where it all began, our very first batch. Joining us are two classmates who started their journey together at VIBGYOR and somehow managed to stay friends, even after surviving school group projects, class tests, and each other. Please welcome Ankita Arora, Managing Director or Trustee of Scope, a skilling college of paramedical education and an ISB graduate, global learner, and a serial multitasker. And of course, Prabsehej, a real estate developer at SETI Mega Spaces, who builds the kind of structures that actually last longer than just like this school, their friendship. And I'm sure it's a learning experience for you also, right? Even as you set up
Definitely,
this
sir.
business of real estate in Mumbai, one of the
100%. So,
most
I mean,
expensive real estate space in this country or even in the world.
definitely. So, I mean, a lot of kids, when they say that, school, what is school about? But I think we learned how to learn, which is very important. So, before I got into real estate, there were like these 2 years where I properly, like, I was shadowing my architect. I was, going for meetings. That meant no like monetary benefit to me.
Okay.
But I still did it because I wanted to learn. And people don't know what I'm learning, but I am learning at least. Like even today, I'm going to learn a few things, and I'm going to go back. So those kind of things. So to learn how to learn is something we've learned in school.
I'm sure there's a lot of learning happening right now as you head this entire chain of paramedical
Yeah.
units or schools that you're running or colleges. Can you tell a little more about that? What's
Yeah,
your learning
sure.
been? Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. I think like you said correctly, sir, that we learn as we go. So when I started and I got introduced into the family business in suburban, it wasn't the whole silver spoon that most people would
Right.
think. I had to go through the ordeal of giving my resume to the HR, worked as a trainee in every single function. And like they say, from opening the shutter to closing the shutter, I did everything. Right, and that really helped me to become the entrepreneur that I am today. So while I started this college, or rather my grandfather started this college 13 years ago, his goal was that while we were running Suburban Diagnostics, which is one of the leading diagnostic chains today in India, we had a dearth of manpower.
Okay.
So when you say that, is there are a lot of doctors and there are hospitals that exist,
Right.
but none of them can function effectively without the supporting, skilling manpower.
So important.
Yeah, so paramedical staff are essentially assistants to doctors.
Right. So Ankita, I just will interject.
Yeah,
How important is, you did mention about skilling, right?
Yes.
And lack of the right kind of manpower to do the
Yes.
right kind of thing that they need to be doing.
correct.
How challenging is that?
So in fact, people only realize this, especially for our sector, in COVID, right? When people were like, oh my God, who will do our COVID tests or who will do the testing? In fact, the front runners during COVID, especially in the city of Mumbai, were our students at Scope. They risked their lives and they went ahead and took the COVID test in those PPE kits, and then they went and did, the
So
testing.
you're saying the people who were testing us while we exited the aircraft and came
Those
into
were
the
all
lobby?
Scope students.
Oh,
So
really?
they were all working with Suburban at the time. We trained them within a couple of months' time because nobody knew what's happening.
Yeah.
And we just went ahead, we trained them, and they said, okay, we're going to risk our life and go ahead and do the testing. At that time, we didn't even know that they could catch it themselves, they could infect their families.
Yeah.
And all our kids come from humble backgrounds. It's not like they have got the means and money to do so. So with, like you said, sir, skilling is essential because it teaches you what is required to get employable. In school, we've learned over the years, some things that helped us, some things maybe you just have to learn along the way. But when you do vocational or skilling, it gets you employable, it gets you ready for what's really the real life that needs to come.
That's
And
right.
that's what we focused on in Scope, right? To ensure that these kids understand what the industry needs and then to be able to deploy them so that they're employable today.
Great. So just to go back a little bit into your class, your school times, Prab. I mean, is there anybody from school that you remember very well, other than Ankita, who's been your buddy, who's been your
Yeah.
classmate, and do you remember anyone especially from your
Yeah, a lot
bunch?
of my friends. so then we obviously got divided in ICSE and IGCSE, but we had friends both places because we were the ones who switched.
Right.
So we had friends from IC and IG, and I think we're in touch with most of them. Some are in touch with Ankita, some are in touch with me. But then we meet at each other's parties or birthdays or wedding or whatever like reason is. So yeah, there are a lot of like friends, and like the one more person who was our founding student was Siddharth Wadhwa, Sid. He is. Still, like, we meet at least twice a week, once a week. In fact, I was with him till 1 a.m. last night. So, you know, like it's like a constant in life.
Right.
Since the day one, we've had our first drinks together. We've had a lot of, you know, this fun. And at the same time, because, I mean, as you live life, there's a lot of different stages.
Yeah.
Before I got married, or like, you know, like different stages you work, there are certain crash downs,
Right.
stuff. So we've had each other's backs, and even Ankita's been part of it. So like we are like there are 3-4 of us are
Family.
very close. Like we're closer than the others.
A core group, yeah.
Yeah, but we're in touch with most of them.
So, see, in today's time where we are divided by the digital space, in such a situation where you have school friends who grew together and now are families running their own businesses,
Yeah.
how important is that? I mean,
I
either
think-
of you can go.
I think when what Sahej said, right, like we were in school together, so we saw each other every day.
Yeah.
We were used to seeing each other day in and day out. And even beyond that, like even with the digital era that's come in, we need not speak every day or every week. But you know that that person's going to be there for you because you've been through your growing ages together.
Right, right.
And now at every stage, whether from school to college or getting married or starting your own business, you know that this person's just a call away.
I've noticed one thing between the two of you. You called all your friends, you called all your relatives, you didn't call your principal.
Exactly.
We got married in COVID, so sorry.
Okay, interesting. So,
We need to do it. We need to have a party again too.
Yeah.
Also.
so, Ankita, in terms of how you, coming back to the business part of it,
Yeah.
what are the learnings that you possibly had in school
Yeah.
which kind of became the basis or the fundamentals or are helping you to run your current business?
Sure. So, honestly, like I mentioned earlier, before I came to VIBGYOR, I was very shy, very timid. My personality completely changed when I came to this school. I don't know whether it was the attention that the teachers gave, whether it was the kind of friend circle that I created, whether it was the fact that I, became the firehouse captain, I became a cultural minister. So it gave me opportunities for leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I really thrived with that. I really enjoyed that. I didn't think I would, but my entire personality sort of changed. And I remember there are certain teachers like, Trustee Miss, and we keep talking about her. And she's like, what are you going to get by staying quiet? If you have a question, ask. Just go out there and
yes.
speak your mind. And that just completely changed the way I looked at things. Yeah, why am I keeping it inside me? Let me
Yeah.
talk. And I haven't stopped talking ever since. But no, it made me think of things differently. It made me realize that if I have a good support system, and back then for me, my friends are more important than my family even. And I still would hold that true. Because parents to matlab gussa karte rehte the. So you had your friends, you came to school and they would look after you. Like we grew up together. So you knew you had that comfort zone, you had that support system. So it helped me thrive a lot. It actually gave me a voice, which I didn't have earlier.
So you're saying that you were able to speak your mind, or today are able to speak your mind,
Absolutely.
speak what you think is right.
Yeah.
Because at VIBGYOR, I know this, and I've always told our teachers as well that if a student has a question, allow them to ask that question. Because the very traditional setups of schools are where the teacher is immaculate.
Yes.
You can't question, you can't ask her
Yeah.
or him
Yeah.
if they said something and you think differently.
Yeah.
But I think in our schools we had that opportunity, and we gave the
Yeah.
freedom to our students
So
to
in
ask
fact,
us
our
questions.
schools, usually it's like, the sirs who are more like the male faculty is more like strict, but our sirs were like so chill, like
Yeah,
Vansi sir and
that's
all.
true.
They were more like soft and like
Yeah.
calm and like more like warmed
You're
up
right.
than
Looking
like
at the female figures also be,
Yeah.
they could control and they could lead. That actually gave a lot more confidence. I absolutely agree.
Okay, I think it's always a balance of the two, a mix of both.
Yeah.
Real estate is no small thing, especially in Mumbai. How do you? What are the challenges, or how do you overcome those challenges in that space?
Sir, everything is a moving part.
Yeah.
From like, so right now I'm sitting here, we're demolishing a building. Anything would go wrong, right? Like a slab could fall on the road.
Yeah.
And that's a direct offense. Like you get an FIR on you. So these kind of things do happen, but it's like, slow progress. Everyday progress is what will complete it in 2 years, 18 months. So, I mean, I used to look at it, ki, fatavat karo, aise karo. But no, I think one by one is the right way. And I mean, there are challenges from handling people, not necessarily people who work with us, but also like the society members who we are redeveloping.
Yeah.
They have emotions, right?
Right.
They won't come see it happen, but then we have to be careful that unke upar kuch na gir jaye.
Right.
Stuff like that. I used to always see that, do what you love. And I think I've stumbled upon it. I did my father's car business for a couple of years, and we got out of it. And I was very emotional, Dad, we're going to shut it down. So my dad told me a very simple thing. He's like, to exit is an art. Not everybody can exit.
Great line. To exit is an art.
It is an art. You don't have to hold on to things, कि अरे यार मेरे दादा ने चालू किया, इसने किया. It's okay. Like what is required today, be in the moment, like be in present.
Yeah.
So it was a great journey from that. Like I think I'm 31 now, but I've lived a life of a 60-year-old. Like
you do talk pretty mature.
Yeah.
See, we are one of the youngest countries in the world, right, in
Yes.
terms of our age, but the fear is, and I personally fear it myself, of old age, right, growing old.
Yeah.
And you're talking about colleges that are having paramedical staff.
Yes.
So we'll have a generation after this, which will be a senior generation, older generation.
Yeah.
Maybe another 3 or 4 decades down the line, we may not be as young as a country we are now.
Correct.
So you hear about that in countries in Europe, Japan especially,
Germany as well.
Germany, China has an aging population.
Yes.
So how are you preparing for that time when you will need a lot of manpower,
Yeah.
skilled people to take care of a generation who may be not as advanced in technology, because the next generation will be far more faster. I mean, we are talking about millennials, and we're talking about Gen Z,
Zs, alphas.
then Alpha generation, all of them.
Yes.
So how are you working towards that?
Yeah, so great question, sir. So, in fact, a lot of our time today is getting spent on training that manpower who can help for elder care, right? So, there are, like you said, there are many countries who are already going through like as an aging population, but they
Right.
do not have the support staff to take care of them. A lot of the times we see it even with ourselves, like our grandparents or our aging parents, who's going to take care of them? They need to even go for a shower, the medications that they need to be given. We don't even have the infrastructure in our country today
Banking services,
to support that.
Online support.
They
that
don't know
require-
how to, technology is a gap. There are so many things, that don't exist. And honestly, today, the biggest problem, in India, it's not as much right now because we live in joint family setup, so we have the support. So that's what it is. That's what we, try and focus on, that we're training people to be able to take care of, the elders, but we're also building infrastructures and facilities that can support that.
Okay, great. So for everyone who's listening in to us, if there is something that you got to understand a little more about, paramedical learning, you have Ankita,
Thank you.
one of your own alumni, a senior now, of course, graduate running this business. This college is called Scope. She should be able to help
Absolutely.
the younger ones and budding entrepreneurs who wish to take up real estate, understand what that space is. Prabsehej is there, and for anybody and everyone who wishes to understand, because I would call you entrepreneurs right now, learning the trick of the trade as you evolve very quickly. Between the two of you, who was the last minute assignment champion? Who brought in the assignment late or didn't submit at all?
Sir, I'll give you a crazy example. It'll like prove everything.
Okay.
So so we have this friend from school. He's again a founding student, Yash Ladda. So then we had our art class, and I still can't draw. It's okay to do on digital. So I used to properly give him enough incentives to do my work. And then somebody came down from Australia to the school, and they selected 2 projects, his and mine.
Okay.
Which were both his.
Oh, God.
And I got awarded in assembly and everything, and he's
Oh
abusing
my
me. And he's like,
God.
it's both my work.
Terrible. That's terrible.
So
I hope I didn't
went
award
through.
you.
But I went through. So it was last minute champion. I guess it was me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Between us, because she's a very studious person. Plus, she like needs more time to understand things.
Thanks.
I can understand it quicker.
So, to young students who are listening to me right now and to all of us, let that be back.
Yeah.
Today, we're looking at our individual spaces, privacy, stay away, don't come near me. I have my own space, I have my own friends and stuff like that. I think it's time to get that connect.
It
back
doesn't.
to
It doesn't work. You need people to thrive.
You are not an island. You're always
Yeah.
interdependent.
Absolutely.
So, and I think to build that during your primary years while you're in school plays a huge role on who you become. It impacts you, it impacts the way you think, impacts the way you continue to consolidate your friendships together, right?
So while Sahej said that now we don't need anything from each other, but now we've reached a stage in our friendship where without even asking, we'll be there to help each other.
Exactly.
Like even
There's
if
no
there's a
expectation,
problem,
like, yeah.
even there's like just without stating what, but even though there was a problem, say with me or my father in a house, Sahej is ready at any time, any day to come and help us. That's just how it is. So you have to create that community. You have to be in touch with each other, and I think he's done a great job at that.
I still remember while I was the head of your school or the principal of the school, you guys had traveled with me to Harvard Model UN to Boston.
Yeah.
And I won't remember the night when you harassed me that, sir, we
For
want
pizza.
pizzas now. And I said, what time is it? And it's -4 in Boston. That year, they had a special blizzard, a snowstorm.
Yeah.
I said, guys, it's 9 o'clock at night, and we are 3 to 4 feet of snow around us. And I had carried my basic warm clothes with me. But I said, how do I say no to a bunch of kids who are dependent on me as a principal of the school? Or
You
as a
were
leader?
really young as a principal.
Yeah,
and you still
exactly
took
what we
care of
asked,
us.
right?
I
He
mean,
was probably our age.
that's
He said he's
incredible.
34, 35.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Thank you for saying that and to the people around. So, and I remember I said, okay. Then I put on my shoes. I had some stupid shoes on. I wasn't prepared for the weather, for the cold weather. And we went out that night.
Yeah,
we went hunting for pizza's places, right?
Yeah.
And finally we found one. And I was kind of also worried because you're in Boston, a country that's not familiar to you, a city that's not familiar to you. And night you're taking a bunch of kids who are just 14, 15 or 16 with you and looking for places that you can have pizza. But you guys were so demanding that you got what you wanted. And I had to oblige. And there you're walking with me at night, and we did go to a pizza place, had one of the best pizzas in that cold -4 or 5 degree, and we came back.
And you only requested us for one thing after that. You're like, the boys go in their room and the girls go in their room. And we didn't listen. And we went and we were in each other's rooms.
I can only guide you and tell you. Instructions is something that I'll give, or any teacher. But at the end of the day, you're responsible young boys and girls who take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So it was great, But before we end, is there one piece of advice or something that you would like to tell to the generation of learners that are right now studying, not just in the VIBGYOR group of schools, but students in general across the world? Is there anything that you would like to, Ankita, first?
I would say two things. One is never stop learning. I think school, though I know everyone, when you're in school, you absolutely hate it. You're just like, "Arey, nahi padna hai. We just want to chill. We want to go home, watch television."
Yeah.
But you're wrong. Those years are the best years. If we could, I think both of us would agree.
Yeah,
if
relive.
we could go back and we
in
would
time.
relive, we would do that any day.
Wow.
There was no stress. There was no pressure. All you had to do was study and come and give your exam. That wasn't a big deal at all.
Right.
And you had so much support from your family, from your friends, from your teachers. So I think just continuously keep learning. That will never
that's
stop.
one. Okay.
Yeah, like continuous learning would be one, and I think number two would be build relationships. People are very important. You have no idea in your life who will help you where, who will guide you where. Just build good relationships with people.
Great. Wonderful, Ankita. What about from our builder?
Just to first to add to what she said, to be very honest, we were very lucky to be a part of such a good school. I mean, the school has really become a big school now. It's a brand. But we were so lucky because whoever we know, whoever our friends were, they're all from obviously good backgrounds because it was a very big school and everything. So in business, if you're like willing to do business, it really helps because in fact, today itself, there's a guy from our school, Joshua. We're talking on a JV on a project.
Wow.
Even he's a developer.
Nice.
And, there's nothing that goes wrong because it's like you know him.
That's right.
It's a different kind of trust school friend. And I guess for all students now, like any kid who goes to a school, don't have to look at things as numbers. Just have fun, take it easy. It's not it's not life and death. Like that's I learned this from my wife, to be very honest. I was very like a
There you
uptight
go.
person.
Appreciating his wife.
I
He's
love
got to
it.
go back home.
I love
right?
that plug. I love how you
Because
plug that in.
I have to. But it's generally true because
Okay. Yeah,
I used to
lot of
take
learning,
stress
so-
on very, very basic things. And it's
Yeah.
like, just take it easy. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Like in
Yeah.
AB water, it's okay. So even for kids, it's not like don't study. It's not that. But like take it easy. Don't stress too much. Everything's going to fall in place. And have fun. is
Stay
what-
there. That's your.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stay there and be
Just-
at it.
Yeah, it's
Enjoy
totally
this
fine.
period. It'll go away so fast that you're
Yeah.
going to regret it
No,
then.
but
So
you know,
just enjoy it.
I hate Tuesdays because on Tuesdays we used to have math. So even today, if it's a Tuesday, I wake up pissed off. On a Tuesday, like, it's that kind
It's
of
just stuck in your brain now.
That's one thing his wife couldn't change.
Yeah, she couldn't because it's something, it's like in my head and I hate math. Like I couldn't do it. But it's fun. Like we had a great time in school.
I think at VIBGYOR, we also had the opportunity granted to our students to sometimes choose the names for their clubs or festivities or programs. And I think you well remember, both of
Yeah,
you,
of course.
Yeah.
that you guys were the ones who chose the name for the school as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the practice was there would be a voting done. You
Yeah.
could suggest names. Anything that you both remember about
Yeah,
how did that
so
work for you?
I know there was this whole ballot system, and then we were asked to put in our choices, and then there were runner-ups. So there was Zenith International, and then there was
Oh,
VIBGYOR.
okay.
So we had to like tick and choose which
Yeah.
one was the one that we wanted to name. So it was very interesting because I don't think any other school would give you that kind of freedom to decide. But we were part of the journey. Like, we discussed earlier that we grew with the school, even to the level that we got to decide the name.
Name of the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prabsehej, what about you? You remember those
Yeah,
times?
we also got to decide. So that Viva, the name, obviously one of our juniors named it.
Yeah.
But then we had again a list of 4-5 names, and then everyone had to vote. And I think everyone voted majority for Viva.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now it's this big.
And even the
Very-
activities that were supposed to be a part of it. So
Yeah.
we were, because I was like the cultural minister, I remember.
Yeah.
So we were able to decide like what all should be included,
Yeah.
like speech and drama, dance, this and that. And then we had like this whole Viva thing going.
Interesting. So, Ankita keeps flaunting that she was a culture minister, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And I
I'm
think
very proud
that's
of it.
actually very proud of it.
And
Good, good.
captain of Firehouse.
Captain of Firehouse.
And then earlier she mentioned that she was not a very sharp student. So
No, I said I was not. I was not very studious. I was
Alright,
an
so
80% student.
You can
yeah.
see how my students were then and even now. Things haven't changed.
Nothing's
They're married,
changed.
they're running businesses, but still the same. The childlike nature still remains
Yeah.
in them. And I think that's what will keep the fire within you, the passion within you, and continue to help you grow. But keep the childlike nature in you. To all the students or parents or anyone who's tuned and is listening to us this morning, afternoon, evening, any part of the night, doesn't matter. What is important is I've got 2 young people, the students who are part of the school that I was heading, had the privilege of taking care of them, traveling with them around the world. And today, to hear their heart out of what they felt the school was, what their friendships mean to them, what the teachers were, what are the learnings in life? I think 2 things: continuously learning, adapting to it, being people who can stay connected. Friendships are very important. So thank you, both of you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
My best wishes to both
Thank
of you as you continue this journey of learning, growing your businesses. May you really do well.
Thank you.
So blessings from the principal of the school.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And
Our
the
OG
teachers.
principal, like we say.
Thank you so much. And looking forward to stay connected with both of you.
Absolutely. Likewise. Thank
Great.
you.
So with that, we come to the end of this episode of Tell Me More with 2 OG students of mine who studied a decade back at VIBGYOR and continue to look forward to hearing from us at Tell Me More.
Tell me more. Tell me